Hey everyone. This week we're talking about Kenaz. As if you were following along with either my blog or my energy reading video for the beginning of June last week, we talked about how we are in the energy of Kenaz right now, the second rune of the Gemini season. Kenaz, being the K rune, is primarily a rune of fire. It's this primordial fire energy, divine feminine and masculine. It is a rune for Freyja as much as Loki. Magic and lawful Vanir energy and chaotic Jotun mischief. So this metaphor also shows us how fire can be. It somewhat reminds me in a way of somewhat what I talked about with the Rizaz, with the hammer. Fire can be either a weapon to build or a tool to destroy. It can be chaos, and if we lose control of it, it can spread wildfire. Which is interesting right now because half of Canada is on fire. No, but jokes aside. No, well, that's not a joke, but I digress. It is the light and the fire that was given to mankind. It's the power of the forge. So it begs to ask, what are you creating? Its color is light red or orange, so its chakra, its Hvels fit into root and sacral. That fire energy springs forth from our loins, right up from the bottom, and it builds. And so it's one of the energies that we can really feel build through our bodies. And at the same time, it is, when we talk about body parts, it is from, so speaking about Hvels for a second, it is everything from the lower, essentially the lower 4 or 5 chakras, everything from root, spleen, sacral, solar plex, up into the heart. As you'll see with the pose that I share tomorrow, we really, when we engage, it's everything from the legs up to the heart and the arms. So it really engages the whole lower body. What fits into that too is our God Hvel, our spark of inner divinity. So there's a lot happening there. And at the same time, crystal-wise, it connects to bloodstone. It also connects to the chariot in the tarot. And if you're the type of person who works with scripts, it's commonly seen at the beginning of a rune script to push this fire energy through the script, to light the way for positive things. It comes up in a reading, it's usually this sign of like the man holding like you holding the torch, or there's this torch that's being lit into your current situation or your near future to really light the way. It's very positive. So working with it or understanding how its energy is flowing through the collective right now, it's very deep in this concept of the fire within. So you may be feeling right now, especially since it falls in early in the first half of June, the heat of the summer is really picking up. Now, if we follow the medicine wheel, this energy essentially takes us into right up into solstice, right up into the end of the east and into the south, into fire energy that falls into the south. For the element of fire falls in the south, as well as we're coming into this really fiery, hot energy in the summer. It's the hot part of the year. Things are starting to heat up in our lives. The intentions that you made for the year, they're starting to really cook. So, let's come back to the idea of the forge. The fact that Kenaz is a symbol for the fire that was given to mankind as a tool to build, as a tool to create, to manifest. At the same time, we understand that the fires of Muspelheim and the cold of Niflheim come together and manifest. So fire, in all senses of its layers, is a hugely manifesting tool. Now, if we bring this back into your intention that you set for the year, the fact that this is the year of the seeker, as it's 2023, it is very largely our spark, our flame of inner divinity. It is your torch that you carry into life, that you share with the world. So there is this sense to it, aside from being about creativity, human passion, sexuality, lust, and love. Very strongly a love rune, especially with its connection to Freyja. The biggest, most potently powerful thing that I have always associated with Kenaz is its strong light within us. For its symbol for your passion. So I have always seen it as a reminder of what I am passionate about, and for the torch that I personally bear. And as I have worked with it, it has brought me closer and closer towards the work that I do, which is not just being a shamanic guide and a spiritual coach, but more especially specifically one who really does a lot of work with men in sacred masculinity and healing that warrior masculinity and shedding the shadow warrior. And there's a metaphor there in itself. Kenaz is really big in shedding ego and doing shadow work because it shines the light in the darkness. So, other ways that we can understand working with it too is not just to strengthen a rune script, but to give creative inspiration, whether meditating on it or writing it on you if you're somebody who works with runes in that kind of way, but also to really give stability and passion in relationships, fresh new starts, like the idea of that chaos that I mentioned earlier before. In sometimes the forest needs to be set ablaze so that it can grow anew. We see that all the time in nature. Sometimes the destruction of fire needs to happen in order for you to really get the fresh new start that is awaiting in the next chapter. So that's a lot. It's a rune of many layers and many different facets and components. Now, I invite you to leave in the comments anything that really stood out for you, whether it was the aspects of love or whether it was the aspects of love or the creativity aspect, the inner spark that we carry, your sense of the torch that you bear through life, or its ability to take us foraging through life with this light to shine a light on our shadows, to do shadow work, to heal. That being said, I'll be posting the yoga pose, the runic posture for Kenaz tomorrow, and I'll share the link for that in the description box below, just so anybody can easily find that too when they come across this video. Other than that, bye for now, and I'll see you all later.